Alright, good morning. Welcome to 1548. It's 1:27, kind of a uneventful day. Got up, did a bunch of random crap, talked to Joe for a while, and did the fundamentals of business statistics homework for the week. Got 100% on that, so that's out of the way. Listened to class online for accounting. Did some E39 source work. All those PDFs are live now, so if you go to e39source.com/downloads, you'll see a ton of PDFs available for all things BMW, at least 1990s and early 2000s. So probably, what, 15 or 20 PDFs up there, user manuals, instructions, all kinds of crap. That's public now. Went to Chili's for dinner with my mom and sister, had a burger that was pretty good, came back here. Was up in my room for a while, and the iPhone cable, the sync cable I have up there, and about every 6 months, every 4 or 6 months, I have to go through this. The end of it, where it plugs into the phone right there, that part gets all bent out of shape, and then you have to turn it just the right way so power goes through it. So I took it up to the Apple store, made an appointment at 7:30, 7:20, took it up there, and it's no questions asked, they replace it, so that's cool. Got a new cable. While I was there, I had them do a hardware diagnostic on my phone. They weren't too busy. So whenever my dad calls, he has to call a couple times because it just rings busy the first few times. It constantly drops calls, constantly sounds like shit. So I had him run a hardware diagnostic. Had him check the battery too. A couple days I noticed it was way lower than it should have been. And everything's perfect. They said the hardware is fine. The battery was in like the top 96%, so there's nothing wrong with the battery, nothing wrong with the cellular module, none of that. So they think it's software. The other thing, it's slow as shit. I mean, I have high expectations, but when I pay $400 for a phone, I don't think that's unreasonable. Before navigating to photos, see, there's still a couple seconds of lag in here. It would just be very slow scrolling and indexing my 25,000 photo library. So I went into iTunes and unchecked about 3/4 of the boxes, and I've taken it from 25,000. It'll probably still take too long to populate. If I go to about, actually no, I cut it in half, so we're down to 12,500 photos and 11 videos. I don't know what those are. I need to turn that off somehow. So I've got 70 gigs free now. I took off about 20 gigs of photos, and it's noticeably quicker. I gave it a reboot, so that helped. Not where I want it to be, but it's a lot better with only 12,000 photos. And you know, they make a 128 gig device, they make a 64 gig device for the people that like to have everything on them. They want to have a ton of apps, which I don't. I think I have 99 applications, so I guess that's quite a few, but not unrealistic, I don't think. But if the software and the hardware can't support filling it up past halfway, you know, maybe that's why they waited so long to make 128 gig. It just isn't powerful enough. The thing has 1 gig of RAM. Every iPhone since the 5 has only had 1 gig of RAM, and it's not cutting it anymore. 2 is what the iPad Air 2 has. It's got 2 gigs, and that's noticeably quicker. That made a huge difference. Now it's got a bigger display to drive and probably a better graphics card to handle games and stuff, but the 6S better have at least 2 gigs. I would love to see it have 3 or 4. RAM is cheap. Build it into the whatever. Put 8 gigs in it. Thing would fly. Future-proof it a few years. Why not? Over-engineering is what makes products good. So, very excited for the 6S. Also, software update supposedly coming pretty soon. Apple's got their media event next Monday at the Yerba Buena Center for probably the Apple Watch. But iOS 8.2 should come out. I think that does some crazy split screen stuff on the iPad. Probably won't use that. It'd be cool to play with. And hopefully does some bug improvements and then adds the iWatch or the Apple Watch functionality to the iOS platform. So exciting stuff going on at Apple. Just need some better hardware with the 6S. Played with the 6 Plus. I had kind of said and thought a while ago that when I go with the 6S, I'll just get a Plus. The 6 is too big to use with one hand anyways. After holding and playing with a 6 Plus, picture this being a 6 Plus. I can access about this part of the screen and down. That's it. I cannot get anywhere up there. Out of the question. No way could I use that. It's a tablet. I almost like that as a tablet better than the iPad mini. So no way we're going with the 6 Plus. Save the $100 and get the 6. Plus the 6 is a little faster in the Geekbench and it's a little thinner, but not as good battery life either. So it's all trade-offs. Tomorrow's Friday. Felt like Friday today all day. It's -6 degrees outside, so we're back in deep freeze mode here for a day. But if we go over to weather, if I can hit that. Oh, -2 now, it's warming up. We see a 50 next Thursday. That's the first 50 of this year, and 246s Tuesday and Wednesday, but then we drop back down to 43 with a low of 30 by next Saturday. So it's going to warm up a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to put all the new suspension stuff in the 330 this next week. Have an exam tomorrow at 2:50 for marketing, so we're going to do that. Then Alex is coming over Thursday night. We've got the one marketing mini test and the 2 accounting assignments, 3 accounting assignments. So there's that. Watched the Bulls. I was bored, so I watched the Bulls game. Chicago played Oklahoma City Thunder, and their guy, Russell Westbrook, God, that guy's amazing. It's 40-some odd points. Oklahoma was ahead of the Bulls until the last 5 seconds of the game. They had like 5.7 on the shot clock. Out goes somebody with Chicago and knocks down a 3. So they won by +2, which I was kind of hoping Chicago would lose, because then Cleveland would gain ground on Chicago. But they won. Tomorrow we play Atlanta. Probably going to lose that game, although it's going to be quite a show tomorrow night. So I'm excited to see that. But I'm going to go upstairs, shower, get to bed. Tomorrow, hit it hard, get a freaking haircut. I feel like a bum. All right, good night.